that? What is sound? Is it bumping?
Welcome to SMSU Rocket League. This is Kra McGraw, joined here by Welcome Soul 6
How's it going, guys?
for SMSU versus Indiana University East, the Red Wolves versus the Mustangs,
SMSU.
and we are jumping right into game.
Yeah, so already interesting little play here. We're already off into orange. So we're playing very aggressively. We have Roner in the back there.
Yep, keeping it up in the Red Wolves third. Now Kami's going to have a good breakaway here. Going to get it over one defender, but he loses the 50 there.
Yep, we got Juicy Dill going all the way up in the air for that.
Gonna possibly look for a bump there, trying to get the...
Pass to the inside to Roner, maybe? Oh, no. Roner's in the back trying to get some boost going into rotation. Shot on goal there by Pizza.
We'll have the clear.
Frank.
Now trying to get a second hit, but doesn't get it to connect. Does manage to get a bump off, but now his teammates got to have the rotation. Roner going up for a possible little stylish play, but he managed to get it to connect quite like he wants to.
All right, so a little interesting thing I was seeing there. It looks like their Orange is playing a little defensively, but now they got all their players on one side. Am I looking at that right? Oh no, we got.
Yeah, it looked like they did have a little bit of a commit issue there, but Sean gets it over one.
Oh.
Doesn't manage to get it over the second defender. Does get a shot on net.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
A lot of good aggression coming out from SMSU so far.
Oh, Roner. Oh, he had also a really good shot there. Sean now putting it up in the air. Knife Lord going for it. Dill bringing it back over.
Doesn't quite have enough boost to work with, but manages to get it past one. But Red Wolves will manage to get back in time to save that shot.
Yeah, if Roner had a little bit more boost there, he probably could have been there to get the goal.
Sean with the back pass to Dill. Dill into the corner. Knife Lord will have the contest. Does manage to get it out of the corner. Not quite though. Roner is there fast enough.
Ooh, and there's a demo on
Knife
field.
That get a good enough of a hit to connect, and that is going to be the first goal for SMSU.
Yeah, that was so right here, that demo right there was a major thing for that goal.
100% opening up that space for SMSU to score, and now SMSU 1-0, 2:50 on the clock.
No, this is a very good look. They were for most of the game that ball was on orange side, so this is already a good look for SMSU.
We'll have a great contest there. Does feed into the middle. Dill will be there to try and get the 50.
Demo.
With a great demo on the exit, and now on back wall, but managed to get it over Roner, and now Dill in the corner.
Dill keeping it now. It's pretty contested here on the blue side. Sean going up for it, misses. Roner going to try to contest, but Pizza gets there.
Plenty of room to work with here.
Dill bringing it back over
into the opposing corner.
Dill
gets
now.
A good center there for Roner. Roner to himself.
And Sean,
into Sean, and Sean off of Roner's double tap.
Yeah,
Roner's
that was
double tap not quite going in, and Sean managing to finish it up there.
That was very good stalling there by Roner and Sean to come in and just tap it. That was some great teamwork there. All right, now we're up 2 with 2 minutes left in the game. Roner going for it, but it's going to spill over into blue here. Sean misses.
There's a bit of a whiff there. It's going to be on the 50, and Roner's there to capitalize, help him out.
Roner brings it back. Sean is going to try to dribble it there.
White have the speeder control. Might have been better to leave it for Dill there, but SMSU playing very aggressive, trying to get up all up in the Red Wolves' face, be very physical, as we've seen from all of these demos coming out. Roner with a good pass over to Sean. Won't quite make it in time.
Yep. Oh, but Sean and Dill's going to go up for it. I don't know what Frank's idea there was. He kind of looked a little head-on, like he was going to shoot back at his goal with that.
I think it was a decent pass attempt over to the right side, but his teammate wasn't there in time quite yet.
Sure.
Frank on the back wall. A good contest there. Gets it over one of the SMSU defenders, and now Sean.
Sean's bringing it back, but Frank is there to contest.
Gets the 50.
Yep, knife Lord. Now Roner bringing it back. Is goal open right now? Who's in goal?
Corner. Over to SMSU. Gets it past Sean. And now in a dangerous position, but Knife Lord can't manage to get the shot to connect with the net.
Yeah, it looks like Sean was there to defend the goal, but it was a little scary. He had kind of like last week where we had that 50-50. It's like, do you go for it or don't you?
A very dangerous position there for SMSU, but they managed to pinch it off of 2 of their members in goal.
30 seconds remain. All SMSU's got to do is just kind of keep the ball away from the goal at this point. I don't know if you go for more points. I think you just kind of keep it away.
Definitely at this point you just try and, you know, if you're feeling really good, you know, maybe if you're in a game 3, you're up some, and you've got a real good feel for how the other team is playing, you can go for some style points if you really want to, but not what SMSU should be doing here. Should be playing more conservative, and
they should get that out of the goal.
Open, but
and keep it on the ground. Keep it on the ground. There it is. They take round 1. That's very nice of SMSU to kind of shut out the Red Wolves. So,
yep, a great first game from SMSU, taking that first fairly decisive win. Red Wolves not really finding much pressure on the SMSU third that game. They definitely tried to. They had some opportunities, more so from mistakes from SMSU, not necessarily from the Red Wolves exerting their own agency. So it'll be interesting to see if they can manage to find some more agency in the second game. It is a best-of-5 series.
So that's what you think the Red Wolves really need to do, is just kind of be on the ball more?
Yeah, I think that they need to try and find some holes in the SMSU defense. SMSU showing some of those holes in that game, but the Red Wolves just not necessarily having that speed or that coordination to capitalize on it. We did see that one attempt, I believe it was from Knife, where he ended up missing an open net. So SMSU gives them those opportunities to get to have like holes in their defense, the rotation to get shots on open net. You can't miss those.
Yep. You got to be there and capitalize. But this is going to be very interesting to see how both these teams adjust. As you were saying, SMSU really needs to work on those holes on defense, and I think Red Wolves could really do some help with capitalizing on windows up here.
Good pass there to Sean in the air. Open up for some aggressive SMSU
Still
defense.
Bringing it up. We have another one of these situations, stalling right at goal.
Now Dill has a good shot on net. Throws it out. Not quite getting the height to get it past the Red Wolves defenders that he would like. Frank trying to make something happen for his team, but Dill will be there to push him back. And now Red Wolves do have it in the corner for SMSU, but SMSU getting some fairly effortless clears. And something else that the Red Wolves really need to look for is they're not getting these really impactful clears that SMSU is getting. These really powerful hits where they're able to get that pressure and relieve that pressure fairly easily. Sean with a great save.
Yeah, that was a fantastic save. That rebound off the wall there, that got a little scary. But Sean bringing it back over. The goal's open.
Edwards not going to be there. Knife looking a little bit flustered as that shot comes a little bit too far over his head. Not quite sure what to do with it. Roner with a bit of a breakaway, but not enough boost to do much with it. Sean looking like he's just going to give that over to Dill, and that is the smart and correct play.
Roner trying to bring it back over, but it's contested by Frank there. Sean's going to go up for it, keeping it out of goal. And
passes it to Dill. Dill gets a good hit downfield, and that's going to be not in a dangerous position. That's one of those good, powerful clears that I was talking about.
Yep, exactly.
That you want to see coming out. I'm not quite sure what Knife Lord's doing there, to be quite frank. He has two defenders, two of his teammates in the path.
Oh, open goal! And that's that agency you were talking about.
Yeah, and that's those holes in SMSU's defense here. Dill goes up for that when he really doesn't need to go up for that quite yet. He has a lot of time. He can wait that out. He can see what the Red Wolves teammates are going to do. And he can measure his touch on the ball based off of when the other teammate shoots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seems like Dill will kind of, as a way of defense, he'll go for the ball and leave the goal kind of completely open. If he whips.
Sometimes that can be, dangerous because a little bit of pressure coming in here, but Roner not being able to find it to connect.
Ooh, Sean misses, and now goal's completely open unless if Roner went back. Nope, goal is still open right now. Goal is still open.
SMSU's got plenty of room to work with here. You can, as long as you have the momentum to get back to the goal, you can get there really, really quickly. It's a big boost battle and rotation battle. If you see your teammate rotating back, you can push up because you know that they'll be back to that.
Roner up there.
Looking for a double touch. It gets another double touch pass down to Dill, and Dill capitalizing on it, equalizing the series here with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Massive moves there coming out from Roner.
Yeah, Knife Lord was just a little slow there, kind of sitting in goal.
And you'll find that Roner tends to do that. He tends to find those double touches, those extra hits when his teammates won't necessarily all the time show the same.
Oh, there's a demo. Goal's open right now.
Good bit of aggression coming out from
the Red Wolves.
But I'd like to see some more. They did find that one goal, but that was mainly due to just a little bit of a misplay from SMSU, not necessarily the Red Wolves setting that up themselves.
Yeah, kind of like how SMSU got that double tap pass.
Exactly.
That's just a fantastic offensive play.
Looking for a good feed there into his teammates, but he got to connect either.
Yeah, definitely looking for some more offensive plays right now. They're completely defense right now, though.
Yeah, some more infield passes, some more clears to other teammates that are in position to take care of them. In Rocket League especially, there's a big difference between, you know, just hitting the ball and hitting the ball with purpose.
Yep.
And I'd like to see more hitting the ball with purpose coming out from Redwoods here.
Yep.
Roner getting a good boost steal there. Actually has managed to get a second one, but gets demoed by Knife Lord. SMSU's got plenty of boost and defense to work with here in a good rotational spot. Knife Lord, bad hit from him. That's a bit of a cutting in rotation that, had he just left that for Kadabra, Kadabra would have been able to get a good square hit on it, get some pressure into
Roner
SMSU.
going up in the air for it.
Getting a hit there, but not managing to quite get anything out of it. Didn't have the boost to really capitalize, or the ball position to either.
It has been on the orange side for a while, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that depletes most of the resources for orange team, right?
Yeah, it depends on how.
Oh, Roner kind of just snuck that in there.
Yeah, definitely when you have in Rocket League especially, a good offense is a really good defense because you're able to deplete the other team of boost. Because there's only so much that you can do as a team. There's only so many boost pads on your side.
Oh my
and
goodness,
that's going to be a breakaway goal from Roner off of the kickoff.
Roner is insane right now. Okay, so I just want to talk about these last two goals. Here are some of those like misplays. We were talking about SMSU for defense, but this is more on Red Wolves. That last one, Knife Lord wasn't instead in the goal, but was chasing the ball after, I believe it was Frank, who whiffed kind of a... I can't think of it right now.
Whiffed a hit.
Yeah, he whiffed a hit, and then the ball kind of followed the wall, and Roner kind of just snuck it in, and Knife Lord was exactly on pizza. And then that breakaway goal, it looked like everyone kind of went for the ball, and Roner was again just able to.
SMSU going to pick up the second game. They're 3-1.
Yeah, Roner absolutely insane that game.
Yeah, looking quite dominant, and you know, Roner had a lot of good things he was doing that game. I think we do need to give some props to Sean and Dill though too, because SMSU's defense, their rotation right now is far outclassing and outpacing Red Wolves. What I'm seeing a lot from Red Wolves is they don't seem to know which of their members in the rotation needs to go for the ball when.
Yep.
And it's giving them in Rocket League. There's only a max speed that you can move, so you know, you can only go up to supersonic. So the way to increase your speed as a team is to know.
Here's that play. So it's above Knife Lord chasing, but Roner was able to sneak it in. So yeah, as you were saying, that defense, they're kind of out of rotation a little bit.
Yeah, there's only so fast you can move. So the way to pick up your speed as a team is to be really decisive and not hesitate, and to go for the challenges. The closest person essentially needs the closest person and the person with the most speed and boost to have agency on the play needs to go for it.
Yep.
And so that's why you see that kind of circular rotation where one player goes, they make a good touch, and if they don't have good agency in the position of their car and where the ball is, then they'll rotate out of the play so that they can get more boost. And then as soon as they turn to move out of the play, that's essentially a nonverbal indication in their car for their teammates to go, okay, it's my turn to go, and I just speed, I boost, I go as fast as possible. I know exactly what I need to do.
Sean trying to make just a long shot on goal. Man, I don't know what's going on here with the Red Wolves. Maybe they're just a little shook right now after the last two rounds.
I think what some of it might be is that so that's a bit of that rotational misplay.
This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Yeah, that was a huge misplay again by Knife Lord.
Pizza has no business here.
Yep.
Driving into his teammates because that ball can only go one position from where his car is going, and it's towards the net. And he has two teammates in the net that are going to be driving outwards. So at best, they cancel out each other's momentum. Then they're stuck. You have no momentum in Rocket League. You have no agency over the ball.
Oh yeah, that makes sense in my head. Yeah, it seems like they're just kind of swarming the field.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a little bit of an issue trying to deal with SMSU's better car control.
There it again.
And Broner, look at the style on him. Look at the go.
Sean!
For the flip reset. Managed to pick it up,
Dill.
but Sean managing not to get the shot to connect on goal. Dill trying to go in there, clean up for his teammates, but can't get it to connect either. But Sean gonna get a pass in here to Roner. Roner gonna turn and look. Red Wolves is just scared. They don't know what Roner's gonna do. He's got more car control than they could deal with. Sean gonna look to pass it, get it set up for his teammates, and gonna be centered into the goal. But Red Wolves gonna hit it back into the midfield.
Yeah,
but
so
no pressure, no agency coming out from them.
yeah, no one's going on offense now. It looks like they're playing straight defense. That's kind of a weird play here by Red Wolves,
when you're playing against somebody like Roner who just seems to be able to get those hits that you can't get, you don't know what he's going to do. He's got the car control. It is really hard to deal with. And Red Wolves looks like they could possibly get something
just
there.
Missed the shot there. Dill looking to capitalize, but he doesn't get it.
Sean looking to get something.
Roner going for
Gets
it
a hit
now.
in, but
Knife blocking.
Red Wolves just struggling, scrambling, trying
Roner
to
keeping it up in the air. Dill's going to go for it.
find some defense, but
Bounce off the post. It's going back towards goal. Again, we got all three of the Red Wolf players on ball.
And just touch after touch that are just meaningless. You don't get anything accomplished by those touches because you don't have any speed, any agency over that hit.
Yeah, they're kind of just sitting there. Looks like Dill trying to make a pass towards across the goal, seeing if anyone of his teammates would come in and do it. Sean trying to go for it, trying to get that angle.
SMSU just seeming to have so much more car control than the Red Wolves players can manage or deal with. And
yep. So I'm thinking right here, Red Wolves definitely need to space out their defense right now, right?
It's really hard because they seem to be outclassed in car control and ball control, and when that's happening, really the only solution you can kind of have is go for it as hard as possible.
Yep. That was a beautiful play there by Dill, by the way, how he saw that defender, he was going up, so he kind of got the angle to push it down.
Mm-hmm. And especially when you don't have as much car control, you can't be as fast on the play.
Ooh,
Red Wolves does manage to find a goal here on SMSU.
Yep. Okay, so we don't want, as I was about to say, SMSU might get a little cocky, might get a little safe here, and that's going to cause stuff like that to happen. Pizza.
Yeah, if I'm SMSU here, though, I'm not worried at all.
No,
I would see how this series is playing out, knowing that that's just one goal, and seemingly for every goal that the Red Wolves managed to get, SMSU retaliates with at least 2 to 3 of their own.
Yep. No, I get.
And just like that, that's going to be a big misplay. That's
an insane misplay there by. I mean, it's going to go to Sean, but that goal was more or less above's work. That's, you gotta have the angle. You gotta know where you're hitting the ball. You get, as you're saying, hit it with purpose.
Yep. And above, you know, in Rocket League, it's really hard too when you're playing against people that are seemingly better than you, which seems to be what's happening here with the Red Wolves and SMSU. That mental game comes to be a really big thing where you start to panic, and then
Pizza's got a long shot on goal. Still keeping it on post.
Once you're panicking, once you're struggling to win the mental game, it's so much harder to deal with these reads, these car control, these things that you don't know how to deal with because you're not used to playing against.
Yeah, Pizza had a weird in towards pass to above there. Demo on the field.
We're going to be there to capitalize, and Sean's going to be there
Sean's
to
gonna
try and follow up, but it manages to hit off of
And there it is. 3 people in goal, but no one yet. Three people in goal. You got 1, 2, and then I believe Frank tries to go up to contest.
I don't think Red Wolves felt like Sean was going to be able to get up in the air and have enough control to get that into the goal. To be honest, from what I was seeing, I didn't think that was going to happen either, but really good hit by Sean there, too.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic hit. A demo on
good aggressive play from Roner coming out.
Yep, this is
as well as Sean.
This is 1 minute remaining, and it looks all but over here for SMSU right now.
A lot of aggressive bumps coming out. Knife trying to find something to happen there, but man, bumps his teammate, just goes over for the ball chase, and Roner gonna get it over, not gonna connect with the goal, goes to the far post, but it's gonna have a nice feed into the middle.
Yeah, I do not want to be in the room where the Red Wolves team are sitting. They're probably angry at each other right now about lack of communication, maybe.
Yeah, it seems to be that they're not all on the same page.
Yeah. They don't know where they are on the field. I don't know what it, but see, so both of them went there. There's again, you had Pizza going for it and Above going for it. Just no communication at all.
I don't think that's really a issue of miscommunication there. Actually, I think it's a issue of not having the read and not necessarily being as comfortable in those situations. Because
ball's still up in the air, they're keeping it in the air. It's gonna end in a goal anyway.
With a 3-man pinch there into the goal.
Now
that is some flashiness that you want to see. If that is a massive SMSU play, that is my favorite play I think I've ever seen in Rocket League.
That was a really fun play. Man, SMSU looking completely different compared, and it's going to be a 3-0 sweep against the Red Wolves. Definitely different from what we saw last year, where it was definitely more of a battle of attrition.
Yeah, last week we saw SMSU. They lost their first match of the season, 3-1, or they lost the series 3-1. All of the matches within that series were really close. They were all one-game matches, and I believe we had 2 overtimes.
Yeah, we had 2 overtimes.
So they were really close matches, and they are playing in a Swiss-style bracket. So what that means is that they lost last week. So this week they played the Red Wolves lost last week as well.
Yep.
So coming into that game, SMSU looking really good. Seemingly just kind of have Red Wolves outclassed in car control and team coordination. So really good on them.
But no, there was still definitely. I mean, this game definitely showed some things that SMSU can work with. That kind of just leaving those holes on defense. Their offense in this game looked fantastic. Like we didn't get to see a whole lot of their offense last week because of how overpowering both the teams were on each other. But this week, seeing how that offense works and seeing how they mesh as a team with that offense, it was very fun to watch. But there's some holes on defense that still need to be patched up a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, their offense, when they have the other team outclassed in terms of skill, is going to look a lot better because their confidence is going to be there. They're just going to be playing with purpose, with agency, because they feel like they can. When you play against a team that's, I believe last week the team they played against was a higher rank than them considerably. So I was really happy with how they played up against that team because we had some matches last semester where early on in the season we played some grand champs, and the average rank of the Rocket League team at SMSU last semester was about Champ 1. So we were fairly outclassed, and we really got outclassed in terms of team play. But playing against the team last week, they seemed to, although they had some hesitation, some issues with their chemistry and not knowing necessarily when to go for the ball, like I was talking about, with the rotations, needing to have that speed as a team to be able to not hesitate. They seem to have a little bit of that this week as well, but not as much of that because obviously they're on the offensive. They're in the other third the entire time, and when you've got control of the boost, you can dictate the control of the game. And,
This was definitely a completely different team that I was watching this week. So I'm super happy.
And this is the version of the Rocket League team that I love to watch, and it's the version that I love to compete with. It can get really frustrating when you're playing and things aren't necessarily going your way. You have to keep that mental up. So I have to see how SMSU comes into next week. Since they won this match, they'll be playing another team that won this week as well. So hopefully it'll be a closer ranked game, bit more of a competitive game. Maybe we get to see a 5th game series. I'd love to see that.
I would love to see a series go into Game 5. But no, this was a fantastic game to watch in its own right. So I'm super happy to be here.
So this will be it for Rocket League for tonight for SMSU. We will be ending the stream here, but we'll be coming back at I believe around 8 o'clock for Valorant. So stay tuned to the notifications for that. I'll be joined here along with Afro. for the casting of the Valorant team, and this will be the first official match of the Valorant season. Last week we had the 2 preseason matches. The massive, crazy 37-round game.
Last week was insane.
SMSU winning 19-17 in overtime.
Yeah, anyone watching right now, you got to go see those Valorant games because they are insane to watch.
That game
sometimes.
was an absolute treat to cast. I was just getting over having a cold, and I was a little worried about casting, but then coming in and doing a 37-round Valorant match, just a single match was a lot of fun. So we'll see you in a little bit. We'll be back here at 8. So join us then. And thank you for joining us.